Morning! Welcome everyone to this morning's teen yoga class. My name is Sara and today we're going to be doing about half an hour of practice. So we're going to be doing a flow which hopefully will make you feel a little bit more energized and a little bit more awake if you're practicing first thing in the morning. If you're watching this back on a later recording, then obviously it's great for energizing you at any point of the day. So before we begin, if you've got socks on, if you could take those off now for me please, and if you've got a mat, just make sure that that's rolled out somewhere away from anything that you're likely to crash into. And then once you've done that, come and join me in a comfortable seated position. So we should now all be down on the mat, either cross-legged or any other position that's comfortable for you. The cat's come to join me again today. She'll probably walk backwards and forwards in front of the camera, so I apologise if you lose me at any point. Once you are settled on the mat, we're just going to take a little break, a little pause before we begin and check in with ourselves, see what the weather is like inside today. How are we feeling inside? So, allowing the spine to grow nice and long, the shoulders coming away from the ears. Just gently close the eyes if that feels okay to you. And just take a moment to tune into the breath and see if you can notice what your breathing is like today. So maybe you're breathing from the chest, maybe you're breathing from the belly, maybe you're breathing through your nose, maybe you're breathing through your mouth. Do your inhales feel shorter or longer than your exhales? And just follow your breath as it enters the body, and notice it again when it leaves. And whilst you're following the breath, just see if you can notice how you feel today in your mind and in your body. However you're feeling, it's perfectly fine. We're simply taking a moment to notice it now. And then we're going to start today's class, as I always like to, with 3 rounds of Brahmari breath. So growing nice and tall, we're going to inhale through the nostrils and exhale out through the mouth, making a humming sound. 2 more, inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling. Last time, inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling. Wonderful, just allowing the eyes to gently open when you're ready. Great, hopefully that felt quite calming to you. The vibrations helped to soothe any anxiety that you might have noticed before we started today. So what we're going to do today is we are going to do a slightly different flow to the one that I normally teach. So no sun salutations today, partially because I've got a slightly injured shoulder, but also sometimes it's just nice to mix it up and change what we do. So we are going to start as we normally do by interlocking the fingers. and just bringing some movement into the wrists. And then we're going to send the knuckles forward. We're going to drop the head down, push the shoulder blades away and really stretch deep into the upper back. Then we're going to bring the head up. We're going to turn the hands over, look up towards the hands and stretch above the head. Really extending that stretch long. And then coming back down, pushing the knuckles forward again. Dropping the head down, pushing back through the shoulder blades. Really good stretch if you've been spending a lot of time hunched over computers or reading. And then again, turning the hands over, looking up towards the fingers, and then releasing everything down. Beautiful. So we're going to begin today in child's pose. I'm going to give you a couple of variations for this posture. So I always like to start in a wide leg child's pose. So knees slightly wider than your mat if you're working on a mat. And then you're just going to sit back onto your heels. You might want to put a cushion here between your bottom and your heels if you're quite tight and you're finding it quite hard to get down to the heels. And then you can either stretch the arms out in front of you, bring the forehead to the mat, or you can have the arms behind. It's entirely up to you. So I'm going to go with extended child's pose. So forehead coming down to the mat, arms extending long overhead. And we're just going to take a breath or two here. And this is going to be the starting posture for our flow today. And then from here, we're going to make our way up onto all fours, taking in a couple of cat-cows. So inhaling, dropping the belly, head goes up. Exhaling, pushing the shoulder blades away, dropping the head down into cat. Inhaling, head comes up into cow. Exhaling, dropping the head down, pushing the shoulder blades away to cat. One more time, inhaling, really filling the belly, head comes up. Exhaling, pushing the shoulder blades away, dropping the head down. And then from here, we're actually going to stand up and we're going to keep the upper body folded forward and we're going to take hold of opposite elbows into a forward fold. Now, the aim here is to release the neck and the shoulders. So just letting the head and the weight of the arms release the cervical spine. No pushing, no forcing. If you need to have a slight bend in your legs here, that's fine as well. If your hamstrings are quite tight, it can be quite uncomfortable. And then from here, we're going to come up and we're going to engage the legs. We're going to sit back and we're going to sweep the arms up into chair pose. Taking a couple of breaths here. If you can hear lots of background noise, I apologise. I live in a block of flats and we're right by the front door, so it can get a bit noisy. And then from chair pose, standing up tall, bringing the arms down to the side into Tadasana. So we're here, mountain pose, Tadasana. And then from here, we're keeping the left foot facing forward. We're stepping back and out on the right, so coming into our warrior legs. We're going to sweep the arms up, keeping the body facing forward for warrior one. And we're going to take a couple of breaths here. So just sinking down into the hips, lifting the chest, growing nice and strong through the legs. And then opening the arms out, turning the body to warrior two. Looking over that front hand, not forgetting to keep your backhand level if you can. And then we're going to turn the front hand over and we're going to slide the right hand down the right leg, reversing our warrior. Beautiful. Then we're going to straighten the torso up, straighten the left leg, turn that leg to face, that foot to face forward as well, so the same way as your right leg. And we're just going to gently hinge forward again, taking hold of the elbows like we did in our first posture for a wide-legged forward bend. So lots of releasing in the hamstrings, the neck, the shoulders, the upper back today. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Again, if you need a slight bend in your leg, that's fine. Okay, and then straightening up. You can use the hands if you need to come up. We're going to turn the right foot so it's facing, if you've got a mat, it'll be the short edge of your mat. The left foot stays where it is. And then as we come up, we're going to turn over that right leg, so the body is over the right leg, we're facing forward again, sweeping the arms back up into warrior one. So back into warrior one, sinking down through the hips, and just taking a moment to tune into your breath here. If you're breathing quite fast and hard, then maybe you're finding this a little bit hard work this morning, which is fine. And then again, opening the body out into warrior two. So head looks over right hand, so over your front hand. And then turning your hand over, so the palm is facing up. And reversing your warrior. Beautiful. So really feeling that stretch in the side body here. And then when you're ready, straightening everything back up, you can heel toe your feet back in together. I always find that's the easiest way to get back. And then coming to Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay, so just like we did at the start. I'm going to turn side on again now. So from Tadasana, folding forward again into your ragdoll, taking hold of opposite elbows, dropping the head down. So we're just going to reverse what we did at the start here. Taking a couple of breaths, seeing if you can draw the chest and the belly in towards those thighs. Before making your way back down onto hands and knees for our cat-cow stretch. So inhaling, dropping the belly down, head goes up. Exhaling, dropping the head down, pushing the shoulders away. We're going to do this 3 times. Inhaling, really filling the belly, head goes up. Exhaling, dropping the head down, pushing the shoulders away into cat. One more time, inhaling, filling the belly up, looking up into cow. Exhaling, dropping the head down, pushing the shoulder blades away into cat. And then from here, taking your child's pose. So I'm going wide-legged again and extending my arms overhead, bringing my forehead down to the mat to finish in child's pose here. Just taking a couple of breaths. If you want to have your arms behind you, that's fine as well. Just decide what you feel is most comfortable. You might also want a cushion under your forehead, or as I said before, between your feet and your bottom. And then from here, we're going to slide forward onto our bellies into cobra pose. So untucking the feet, so the tops of the feet are flat on the mat or on the floor. Arms in front of you, they can be just straight out in front, or you can cross them over and hold elbows against. Entirely up to you. And then just looking forward and really allowing that lower back to relax and to decompress. And then from here, we're going to intensify this slightly by coming up onto our hands. So in a yin posture, we would call this seal pose. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears, keeping the head up. Really feeling that stretch in the lower back. And if you want to make this even stronger in terms of sensation, you can lift your feet up as well. So you've got a real curve going on there. And then release everything slowly back down, bringing the hands under the forehead to make a pillow, and just resting the forehead on the hands. And letting everything relax. And then from here, we're going to roll over onto our backs. And we're going to finish with bridge pose today. And I'm going to show you just a couple of glute exercises you can do in bridge pose as well. So coming onto your back, feet flat on the floor, head flat on the floor, knees pointing to the ceiling, hands by your sides. To inhale, and as you exhale, I just want you to lift the hips and engaging the glutes, just holding the bridge. Try not to move your head when you're in this position because of the strain it will put on your neck. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, just lowering back down one vertebrae at a time. Okay. And then when you're ready on your next exhale, we're going to lift the hips again. And then this time, if you want to challenge yourself, you can see if you can lift one foot off the mat. And then coming back to a normal bridge. And gradually lowering back down, one vertebrae at a time. Taking a pause here. Again on the next exhale, lifting the hips. This time maybe trying to lift the other leg. Making sure you're keeping the hips up nice and high as you do. Bring that leg down if you had it in the air. And then one vertebra at a time, lowering back down. And we're going to do one more bridge. So on your next exhale, when you're ready, so making sure feet are sort of really just hip distance apart. They don't want to be any closer than that. So on your next exhale, lifting the hips, and then if you want to, you can try and join the hands together under the back. And then just stay for a moment. Keeping the hips nice and high, keeping the core engaged, engaging through the glutes. And then if you've got the hands interlinked, releasing them again by your sides and lowering down one vertebrae at a time. And bringing the knees into the chest, giving them a quick hug, maybe rocking from side to side, just to massage the lower back. Putting the feet flat onto the mat again, sending the hips over to the right and then dropping the knees to the left, extending your arms out to shoulder height so that we've got a nice twist. And then if you want to look over your right shoulder, this will help to intensify the sensations. If you've got lots of room and you want to, you can also try straightening the legs out as well and see how that feels. It's up to you. Play with the sensations here. And then on an inhale, coming back to centre, bringing the feet flat on the mat, straightening the hips again so they're nice and square, and then sending the hips to the left and dropping the knees to the right. Again, if you want to straighten those legs, you can. Depends how much room you've got. And then on the inhale, bringing those feet back to the floor, re-squaring the hips, and then we're going to come into our final resting posture. So either extending the legs long on the mat and hands by your sides in Shavasana, or perhaps rolling back over onto your tummy like we did earlier with the hands cushioning the head. So here, or even you could lay with your legs up the wall like we've done a couple of times before. So whatever you want your final resting posture to look like, if you just make your way into that now. You might want to grab some blankets or pillows just to make yourself more comfortable. Don't know how cool it is where you are, it's quite warm here. And then once you're settled, just allowing the eyelids to close. Allowing the body to settle on the floor and feeling that it's supported, that it's safe, that it's secure. And then bringing your attention to your right thumb, your right index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger, the back of your right hand, the palm of your right hand, your right wrist, the lower arm, the elbow, the upper arm, and your right shoulder, the right side of the chest, the right side of the torso, the right side of the hip, the right thigh, the right knee, the right shin and the right calf, the right ankle, and the top of the right foot, the sole of the right foot, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and little toe. And then the whole of the right side of the body from the toes all the way back up the leg, the torso, to the shoulder, down the arm, and back to the right hand. And really feel the right hand. Really feel the right hand. And then bring your attention to the left thumb, the left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger, for the back of the left hand, for the palm of the left hand. Feel the wrist, feel the lower arm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, the left side of the chest, the left side of the torso, the left hip, the left thigh, the left shin, the left calf, the left ankle, the top of the left foot, the sole of the left foot, the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe and little toe. And then the whole of the left side from the toes, the leg, the knee, way up to the hip, the torso, the chest, the shoulder, down the left arm and back to the left hand. And really feel the left hand. Really feel the left hand. And feel both hands together, both arms, both sides of the chest, the torso, front and back, the hips, the thighs, the knees, the lower legs, the feet and the toes. And then feel the whole of the body from the toes all the way back up, all the way back up to the collarbone. And then feel the neck, the front and the back. Bring your attention to your mouth and any sensations inside the mouth, the teeth, the tongue, the lips. Bring your attention to your nose, to your right eyebrow, your right eye, your left eyebrow, left eye, the right ear, the left ear. Feel your chin, your cheeks, your forehead, crown of the head, back of the head, and then the whole of your body, from the head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And really feel the body. Really feel the body. Feel that the body is safe, supported and secure. Really feel the body. And then let go. Just allow yourself to be for a moment. Allow yourself to be in a moment of quiet and stillness. And then when you're ready, take a big breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Again, big breath in through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. One more time, this last cleansing breath, breathe in through the nose, sigh out through the mouth. And then notice how your body feels now. When you're ready, gently rolling either onto your left or your right side. Always the left if your blood pressure is low or if you're pregnant. And then in your own time, making your way up to a comfortable seated position. Spine grows nice and long, shoulders away from the ears. You may want to have the eyes open now, or you may want to leave them closed. With an inhale, taking the arms up overhead. And as you exhale down through heart center. And we're just going to finish with 3 chants of Shanti, peace for the world. So when you're ready, breathing in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Okay, well done guys. That's another one of our sessions over. I don't know if anybody else has explained, but Shanti is sort of a traditional ending to our practices. And we chant it 3 times. We chant peace for ourselves, peace for the world around us, our immediate world, or maybe our family, our friends, and then peace for the whole world. So I think it's quite a nice thing for us to be doing, particularly at the moment. So as always, a well-being challenge for yourself. I think something that's quite nice to do, especially if we've got a little bit of extra time and it's something that we enjoy, is to maybe start thinking about a bit of writing that we might like to start. So something that's not schoolwork, something that's not related to anything that you have to do, but maybe something that you want to do. So even if it's just a page or a poem or a line or 2, just getting some of your thoughts and feelings and ideas down on paper can be quite a nice way just to get your brain thinking in a slightly different way that doesn't involve schoolwork or working from home if you're a mum or a dad who's doing this as well. And then our Zen challenge for this week, I was thinking about what I could ask you guys to do, and I thought actually I've taught it a few times now, And I thought it might be nice if you show somebody else, either in your household or one of your friends, how to do Brahmari breath, if it's something that you find soothing, because generally it's something that other people find soothing as well. And so just a reminder, when we do Brahmari, even bumblebee breath, we breathe in through the nose, and then we sigh the air out through the mouth with a sort of humming sound, a bumblebee sound. So that's Brahmari. Okay, so your challenge for this week is to see if you can teach that to somebody else. Have a lovely week, take care, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Friday. Bye.